Assalamu alaikum. So today I will discuss about the paper chromatography. Paper chromatography is a type of chromatography. So let's discuss the paper chromatography. Paper chromatography is defined as a technique in which the analysis of unknown substances mainly carried out by the flow of solvent on specially designed filter paper. Okay, I hope you understand. Here we have three piece of papers. The number one on the number one picture we have four dots and the paper is dipped in some liquid. So the second number paper is in process of chromatography, and the further progress is uh, seen in the third number paper. So what's the history of paper chromatography? Sorry, paper chromatography was first introduced by German scientist Christian Friedrich in 1865. Paper chromatography is considered to be simplest and most widely used chromatographic technique because of its applicability, isolation, identification, and quantitative determination of organic and inorganic compounds. Types of paper chromatography. There are two types of paper chromatography: paper absorption chromatography and partition chromatography. Paper coated with silica and alumina act as absorbent and solvent as a mobile phase. In partition chromatography, moisture and water are present in the pores of cellulose present in filter paper and act as stationary phase, and mobile is used as solvent. So what's the principle behind the paper chromatography? The principle is that the principle of separation is mainly partition rather than absorption. Cellulose layer in filter paper contain which act as stationary phase, and organic solvent act as mobile phase. Your types of paper used in chromatography: modified paper, acid or base wash filter paper, hydrophilic paper, paper modified with methanol, glycerol, and glycol, etc. Hydrophobic paper, acetylation of OH lead to hydrophobic nature, hence silica alumina can also be made. Development of technique: ascending type. The solvents flow against the gravity. The spores are kept at the bottom partition of paper and kept in chamber with mobile phase solvent at the bottom. So you can see all the procedure in the following diagram. Descending type. Development of the chromatograph is done by allowing the solvent to travel down the paper. This is carried out as special chamber where the solvent holder is at the top. The sport is kept the top and solvent flow down the paper. Development is faster. This is the advantage of the descending type of the paper chromatography. So ascending type of paper chromatography, a hybrid of two above technique called ascending descending chromatography. Only length of separation increase first. Ascending take place followed by descending. Radial type of chromatography. Spot is kept at the center of the circular paper. The solvent will flow through a wick at the center and spread in all directions uniformly. So here we can see we have a circular type of paper, and the sample is in the center, and the solvent flow uniformly. Two-dimensional chromatography. In this technique, a rectangular or a square paper is used. Hence, the sample is applied to one of the corner and development is performed at the right angle to the direction of the first one. Drying of chromatography. After a solvent has moved a certain distance for a certain time, the chromatogram is taken out from the tank and the position of solvent front and marked with pencil. They are dried by hot and cold air depending on the volatility of solvent. Detecting agent. If the substance are colored, they are visually detected easily. It is very important point if the substance are colored, so we can see clearly. For colored substances, physical and chemical are used. Physical method: iodine and UV chamber method, and chemical method: ferric chloride from phenolic compound and ninhydrin in acetone for amino acid. RF value. So what's the RF value in chromatography? Retardation factor. In paper chromatography, the results represented by RF value, which represent the movement of solute relative to the solvent. RF is equal to distance traveled by solute over distance traveled by solvent. Factor affecting RE value: the temperature, the purity of solvent, quality of paper used, distance traveled by the solute and solvent, and pH of the solution. These or five terms affect the uh, RE value. So the last we have the applications of paper chromatography: separation of mixture of drugs, separation of carbohydrates, protein, lipids, etc., identification of drugs, identification of impurities, analysis of metabolites of drug in the urine and blood.